Welcome to the roaring 1920s and the tumultuous 1930s, a time when America was gripped by the dual challenges of Prohibition and the Great Depression. Amidst this chaos, organized crime flourished, with notorious figures like John Dillinger at the center of it all. Today, we explore the lesser-known story of John Dillinger's connection to the small village of Venice, Ohio, aka Ross. Just 8 miles from Hamilton, a city often called Little Chicago, for its high levels of mob activity, the village of Venice holds its own intriguing ties to this era of crime. In March 1934, John Dillinger orchestrated a spectacular escape from Crown Point Jail in Indiana. With the help of accomplices, this daring escape added to his legend, as he fled the scene in a waiting getaway car, leaving the law in his dust. As Dillinger continued his crime spree, he made his way across state lines, knowing that the FBI was hot on his trail. During this chaotic period, he sought refuge in the small village of Venice, hoping to evade capture. In Hamilton, Dillinger had a network of supporters who aided him in staying under the radar. Local lore suggests he hid out in a camp he owned along the riverbank in Venice, utilizing the thick woods and secluded spots to remain undetected. The small village of Venice became a temporary sanctuary for the infamous criminal. While in Venice, Dillinger frequented local establishments like the Venice Castle Restaurant, a famous venue that served as a popular meeting spot with roots dating back to the 1800s. Originally a stagecoach stop, the restaurant was well known for its hearty meals and vibrant atmosphere, making it an ideal place for Dillinger to blend in. Another hotspot was the Venice Pavilion, a lively dance hall and bar that attracted visitors from all over. Its vibrant atmosphere provided Dillinger a chance to enjoy the nightlife while remaining incognito. However, the local law enforcement was not oblivious to the activities surrounding the notorious gangster, with reports of around 100 officers converging on Venice in search of Dillinger. Agents and officers gathered at the town's 5-point intersection and conducted a thorough search extending from there, down to the river. Despite their efforts, Dillinger managed to slip through the net again, eluding capture and further validating his reputation as a master criminal. Amidst the drama of Dillinger's escapades, another story unfolded, one that added a darker chapter to this era. Pauline Wilson, a woman from Hamilton, became tragically entangled with the mob and was thrown off the Venice Bridge in 1929 due to her inadvertent knowledge of their activities. Her involvement stemmed from her boyfriend's dealings with the mob, which ultimately led to his demise as well. After his time in Venice, Dillinger's path led him to Chicago, a city struck with organized crime and his eventual downfall. Following his escape from Indiana and his brief refuge in Venice, Dillinger returned to the bustling streets of Chicago, where he continued his life of crime, robbing banks and engaging in shootouts with the law. His notoriety grew, and so did the FBI's determination to capture him, spearheaded by J. Edgar Hoover. Dillinger frequently changed his appearance, using disguises to evade capture. On July 22, 1934, Dillinger's fate took a tragic turn. After leaving the Biograph Theater in Chicago, where he had just watched a movie, he was ambushed by FBI agents who had been tipped off to his presence by a former girlfriend, Anna Sage. As Dillinger exited the theater, he was confronted by agents. A violent confrontation ensued, resulting in Dillinger being shot multiple times outside the theater, marking the end of his criminal career. Dillinger's death sent shockwaves across the nation. He was buried at the Crown Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis, Indiana, but his legacy lived on. The stories of his daring escapades, narrow escapes, and ultimate demise became part of American folklore, symbolizing the era of gangsters and the tumultuous times of the Great Depression. Today, Dillinger's life and death are remembered as key chapters in the history of organized crime in America. His connection to places like Venice and Hamilton, and his infamous exploits continue to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike, serving as a reminder of a time when the line between law and lawlessness was often blurred.